We are the nerds. We are the nerds of the apocalypse.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Nerds of the Apocalypse. I am, of course, Stevie B, and I'm going to ignore you making noises. I'm, of course, Stevie B.
You don't want to start over?
No, I don't want to start over. I'm, of course, Stevie B. And alongside me is, can't believe it.
Yeah, shut up, preach.
Showtime Invader!
And we got a little dog. So, constant interruptions, I guess, this podcast. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, from your work phone.
I know. I'm on call. I have my work phone, and Showtime brought over this thing. I don't know what this is.
His name is Vader.
Oh,
like Darth Vader.
You totally stole my,
But he's too cute.
Star Wars naming.
He's force-feeding you right now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, good boy.
Go get the kitty.
Go get the kitty.
Wait, no, leave Kyber alone. Kyber and Vader. Okay, so.
Wow, you just put that together?
No, I mean, I got it. That's why I said Showtime stole my Star Wars naming.
Oh, yeah.
Vader just got slapped by Kyber. It was awesome.
Shut up. Because people don't know Kyber's our new cat. Anyway, so it's just the three of us. No Trex, no Beth. It's funny because I was excited for Beth and Preach to be on the same show. She's right. She came to me. She's like, I'm actually kind of like Preach's alter ego. It's the truth. They're never on the same show. Someone is someone else. Are you posing as her? Is she posing as you?
Never mind. I was about to say something.
You were going to be mean.
No, it was...
What? Oh, I mean, it's not like she doesn't know.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You have big old bitties.
Hey,
they're nice.
I mean, she wouldn't have got that piercing if, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right. She'd just be like one of those little arrows.
Look here. No, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
This is because you didn't come see my dog. I brought him specifically so you come see my dog.
She's right. We chat before each show, and she was like, I don't care what time we do it as long as Showtime bring Vader and no Beth. But we love her. No, so we love you, Beth. We understand.
It's cool, Beth. We got to keep up this rate a little longer.
We understand. Okay, so we pretty much threw everything we were going to talk about out the window today, so we can talk about all the news. We had Star Wars Celebration. And BVS said, do we even need a Week in Geek? Because I feel like if we have a Star Wars talk, that is our Week in Geek.
He's so cute.
He's dumb, bro.
He's just like Vader.
Anyway. Okay. So, unless is there anything else in the week that's happening you want to talk about?
I've been taking care of the pup and doing the finals, so no.
Oh, finals? And you got nothing, right? You've been reading the Walking Dead comics.
Oh, well, I'm just now to the Alexandria stuff. Really good, so.
How far into is Alexandria so far?
They haven't. Rick hasn't killed that guy or nothing yet. None of that's happened yet.
Okay, spoiler alert. Rick kills a guy in Walking Dead. Spoiler alert.
Jesus.
It's very
surprise.
I'm glad you read it because I thought this half of the season was very book accurate.
Very.
It's the most book accurate it's ever been, to be quite honest. In my opinion. But yeah, so I haven't had anything really crazy going on. I've been reading a lot of Valiant comic books. A lot of Valiant. I've read like the first year and a half of EXO, the first year and a half of Harbingers, and I'm almost done with the first year and a half of Archer and Armstrong.
Oh my God.
What?
He's so cute.
I know. He's cute.
He's so cute.
I can't even take it, dude.
The cuteness overload.
I know if I go down to pet him, he's right under your crotch.
That's perfect.
There's no way we can let
He
that
knows
go.
what he's doing.
No, I like that idea.
I know.
Come pet him.
Exactly.
All right, so
So
Star Wars Celebration.
nobody cares.
Oh, okay. Well, thanks for tuning in, guys.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. You had me watch that stream, and for the first like 5 minutes, there was nothing happening. I was like, this is dumb. But then I realized what they were doing. It's like it was filler moments, and then they would go talk to somebody, and then I guess it would upload it or something like that, or they would activate it, whatever.
Right.
But
no,
cool.
what I wanted you to watch was the panel. Like they live streamed. There's probably still going on the entire celebration. They talked to people the entire time, but they also live streamed a bunch of the panels that went on during celebration, which I really wanted to go, and it actually makes me butthurt because my cousin, we call her JB, Stevie B, JB, and she lives in California, and she posts on Instagram like the day before celebration her 4 pass with her and her boyfriend. She had like 2 4-day passes of Star Wars Celebration. I was like, I'm catching the red eye. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm staying at your house. What? And then she started. So then I recruited her and I said, email me a bunch of pictures so I can put on the Facebook page. So I'm gonna put those up probably later tonight. But it's really good. The cosplay at Star Wars Celebration is ridiculous.
All Mandalorians, I heard. I saw the picture.
Well, I mean, I was looking at the the Mandalorian meetup pictures.
No, there's another thing on there that was like Mandalorian Overload at SC Comic-Con, not SC Comic-Con, Star Wars Celebration, and like everybody, there's that front picture for all the conventions we go to.
Yeah.
It was like they did that, but everyone's a Mandalorian.
It's perfect. All right, so well.
Trying to get him to stop.
But he's not going to catch the camera.
Yeah, I mean, let's have like one of those death battles.
Yeah.
It's a
2 animals enter
celebrity
one,
death match.
Which is coming back, by the way. Did you guys read that?
Really? Is it
Yeah,
Claymation?
Yeah,
the first one is Justin Bieber and somebody.
Oh,
of
thank
course
God.
it's Justin Bieber, yeah.
Watch him win.
I don't know.
That's
Oh,
hilarious.
God.
Celebrity Deathmatch was great.
Oh, I loved it.
But there's I guess 3 big things we need to talk about. We talk about the new episode 7 teaser, or do you want to talk about Batman vs Superman teaser first? Get out of the way.
Yeah,
That'd be short.
Yeah, we'll just get it out of the way, you giant Superman fan. Jesus.
No, I don't get it out of the way, but I mean,
Well, there's only one thing he likes more than Superman.
That's Star Wars.
it's true, very true. I don't need to get it out of the way. I mean, I understand why they released it, but it was it's on the coattails of the episode 7 trailer.
Yeah, bad timing.
They released it because it leaked, because someone another country saw it early, and a bunch of cam footage came out, and so it was really crappy all over the internet. So I guess Warner Brothers was just like, screw it.
Yeah. That's the same thing they did with the Avengers.
Let's really. But see, they did it cool. They were like, got us, Hydra. Warner Brothers didn't do anything like that. But the trailer is okay. I've watched it a bunch of times actually, and I feel a little bit better about it now. I still don't feel that good about it. It's just, I don't know, man.
Which part? Lego Batman?
Yeah, Lego Batman at the end. What was that? I didn't realize it was Lego Batman the movie. That's so true.
That's him in a Superman fighting suit. You should have known that.
Yeah, I know, but he looks like Lego Batman. It's just funny. I don't know, man. They're just amping up the Superman Batman fight. I wrote that blog post a while ago for Flashback Universe with Jim, and it's just it's not. Why do we have to do that? Is it because I know for a fact the 3 of us don't want to see that, but we're uber nerds. Is that something that just uber nerds and the general public
it's because
wants to see?
A lot of people probably haven't known that, for instance, the Superman Goku fight has actually been on the internet for a long time. But if someone put that flip book up of Superman versus Goku, and they flipped out, people probably also have been like, man, wouldn't it be awesome if Batman and Superman fight? And the general public doesn't know that's been thought of and played out several times in fan fiction. And I don't even know, did they do it? They've done it for real too, haven't they?
It's never been in direct canon, but they've done a bunch of Elseworld story where they fight.
Yeah, so it's happened before, but a lot of people don't know that, and so they're like, "Oh, this is gonna be awesome," and that's what they want to see.
To jump on what you said, it's not about it being played out. I don't necessarily think the whole thing's played out. It's just something that I'd rather not see. I'm gonna use big words real quick. It's like everybody talks about the dichotomy between Superman and Batman, and I feel like that's best shown working together, not fighting each other. They do much better. The Superman Batman before the New 52, I bought a bunch of those trades, and that was an awesome book because it had what they were thinking, and it was different for each. They had what was happening and what they were both thinking. And they were polar opposite, but the same conclusion, if that makes sense. And to me, that's what I want. that's what it needs to be about. And I talked about this in the blog post. The Superman animated series did a 3-part like short called The World's Finest.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like Superman and Batman meeting for the first time. They did not like each other at all, but it was essentially Batman showing him that he could do everything Superman can do. Just might take him a little longer. You know, it's like I can clearly the best thing was like Superman is like looks through the bat costume is like, listen, Bruce, you know, let this go. And then that night, Batman is on a rooftop staring into Clark Kent's apartment. And it's like perfect. I was like, that is perfect. That's Batman being like, okay, yeah, you can use X-ray vision, but I use my brains to figure out who you are like that. So play with me some more. And that is like the fight I want to see. Like not like coming to blows and using kryptonite and beating him up with kryptonite. Like because that's your only option, right? Everybody's like, I don't want to see kryptonite. That's all we got. You know, and everybody jumps to Dark Knight Returns as reference material. But in Dark Knight Returns, at any point during that fight, Superman could have easily killed Batman, and he just chooses not to, because he's in 100% defense mode, and everybody and then Batman didn't even do it. He got Green Arrow to shoot a kryptonite arrow at Batman.
You know Batman could have done it because Green Arrow didn't even have 2 arms.
And he
was upside down.
Was his feet or his teeth?
I'm pretty sure he was hanging upside down from that ladder, and then he used his teeth in the other
foot.
Yeah. And so
his tooth and
it was impressive, but it's just like, man, stop. Just and then he gives him that speech and that speech is gonna find its way in the movie. As much as I don't want it to be, but it's gonna find its way in there. But anyway, so if the question was, are they doing heavily on Dark Knight Returns, that's been answered by this trailer.
Yes.
It's definitely heavily Dark Knight Returns. The costume, him on the roof of that sniper rifle, the battle suit at the end, there's no doubt about it. That Superman's not going to be the government pawn that he is in Dark Knight, but I don't know.
What about just the size of Ben Affleck?
That's incredibly impressive.
That's real too. John J. and Rich talked about it for a while as well. Give us your advertising. But he's been working out for this role for a long time.
Yeah,
those are real gains. There's nothing that's like fake.
They said as soon as they cast him, he the next day hit the gym, and they said he's only had 1 day off a week kind of deal, and because he wants to be big. He says Batman's always big, and I want to be.
See, this is why everyone was like, "Oh, Ben Affleck's gonna be terrible Batman," and why he is exactly what we want. That him getting stared at with that one part in the trailer. Yeah. I was like, A, he looks like a young George Clooney. B, he fits Bruce Wayne.
He does.
And then his voice was awesome, so much better than Christian Bale. And guess what? It didn't have
a list.
Yeah, we were actually talking about that before you got here today.
The list thing?
No, the voiceover at the end where it's like, "Do you bleed? You will." That might not be Batman. They might just edit it in that way. Yeah. It might be Lex saying that to him. I was thinking that, and they're just setting up the swing and a miss thing for the trailer.
Yeah, one thing I thought.
But I mean, I could be wrong.
That I think that fight that they are hyping so much is not the end of the movie. Yeah, that's going to be the middle of the movie somewhere.
Because if it's Dawn of Justice, they're going to go to a Justice League movie. You can't have that be the end.
Right. They're gonna, and then somehow they're gonna have to come back together to fight Lex, and that's when you'll hear that line.
Well, from what the rumors I've read, I don't know how true they are. So spoilers, it's rumors. I don't know, but the rumor is that Superman comes looking for him. It's not the other way around. Superman comes to Gotham to pick a fight with Batman.
What?
Because he gets, but something with Lex. I think, what I personally think is Lex is doing effed up things, and he convinces Superman that Batman's the one doing it, and so he gets Batman to fight Superman, kind of kill two birds with one stone situation. I don't know if that's true or not, but
you know what I don't like?
What?
Is that we get this trailer and the movie doesn't come out until next year.
March 2016.
That sucks.
Yeah, we're not gonna. We'll see Star Wars Episode 7 for
you know the way they're justifying that? Yeah. March has already passed, so it's actually less than a year.
Oh.
Before it comes out.
Suck.
But
still such a long time away.
At least Star Wars is this Christmas.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that shot the idea that we were hoping for like a summer release.
Summer release, yeah.
And it like killed that.
Really? I didn't think we were gonna get one of those.
Well, Abrams has been saying that he wants to do it. Like he wants to.
Well, I listened. There was like one event that was set at, and I listened to this other podcast called Rebel Force Radio. It focuses on all Star Wars. Like it's crazy. Like they even have a quote of the week from who's Lando. What's his character? What's his actor's name?
Black guy.
Yeah.
Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, it's like the Billy D. Williams quote of the week. Like they go and find something Billy D. Williams done and do a quote of the week. It's really funny. Anyway, and they tried to figure it out, and they said that actually wasn't said, that somebody made it up with that thing, and it's crazy, right?
That would have been awesome.
It would have been great. But the sniper rifle is part of Dark Knight Returns. It just kind of sucks, right? Like,
was it?
Yeah, in Dark Knight Returns, he does.
But it wasn't Superman.
No, it was.
It was the guy. I can't remember the name of the group or nothing.
It's like the mutant leader.
Oh yeah, that's it. The mutant. It was him. He was trying to shoot him because he was using Carrie.
Yeah.
Or Robin. No, I don't remember that.
Another big rumor is that
she's in the movie.
Well, that she's in the movie, and Batman quits being Batman because of the death of Dick Grayson.
What?
That like.
So this is another "I'm coming back to be Batman" deals too.
Yeah, this is again just a rumor. I don't know. You know,
you know what?
Talk about rumors
I could live with that if they did the Dick Grayson thing.
Well, then with that,
but it shouldn't be Dick Grayson. It should be
that guy from Christopher Nolan's Batman.
You
guys can call me Robin. I'm not gay or anything.
So bad. Don't go there.
Tomorrow, I'm giving a speech about why those were not good Batman movies.
I'm excited.
It's 6 to 7 minutes long.
Yeah, tell me about
it. The only one that was truly just. It was definitely a Batman movie, but it was just good was The Dark Knight.
Yeah, and you can see that in what they brought in just in America, and also all the Golden Globes and Emmys that they won. Guess who won the most? Heath Ledger, not Christian Bale.
Right.
Heath Ledger brought in close to 60. I think it was 66 total awards for Emmys and Global Awards, and I think like close to 30 of them were for what's his name?
And a lot of people say, "Oh, it's because he died and blah blah blah."
No,
it's because
everybody knows.
It's because he is a phenomenal actor. Like you haven't seen him in anything, and been like, "This guy can't act."
Well,
even 10 Things I Hate About You.
This is excuse me.
That was him. I love that movie.
This is what I say. Jack Nicholson played Joker when he had Joker makeup on. Clearly, Jack Nicholson. When Heath Ledger had the makeup on, you had no idea it was Heath Ledger. Like if you saw the movie and they said Heath Ledger's, or they didn't tell you he was playing Joker, and you go tell me who that actor is, there's not a chance you figured that out.
You'd think it was some crazy guy.
Yeah, he doesn't sound like Heath Ledger.
It's crazy.
Just the best Joker.
I will say that I've watched the trailer a couple of times. It has made me feel better. And we did notice that if you watch the trailer and the the soldiers that are like knelt down in front of Superman have the Superman S on their shoulders. That's very injustice-y, right? Like Superman's World Army. I don't know, man. So it just sounds like fanatical people start following him. What
if they do Dawn of Justice and the second one is Injustice?
Ooh.
Dun, dun, dun.
Is that crossed y'all's minds before? Is that
well,
thought?
I've always said that they're like, how could DC do like one up Marvel? I always thought, well, you do an Injustice League, like you have like Owlman and Ultraman show up from like the Earth 2 or whatever. I don't know. It's different Earths, different reboot of DC, but have them show up from a different Earth, or because everybody's like, Man of Steel destroyed the city. Well, what you could do is you could have like Lex Luthor from that Earth, because he was a good guy, come to the Justice League and be like, I need your help, and then they could wreck that Earth. So our Earth doesn't get wrecked, and they go home at the end. And it's like, oh, my guys, So I don't know. That to me is a one up. Like, and you get the actors to play dual roles. You get Henry Cavill to play like cool, calm Superman, and also play like sadistic Ultraman, and the same vice versa.
Yeah,
sniffing kryptonite.
Yeah. not that crazy.
That part was hilarious.
But so that was the big things to take away was Lego Batman, the Superman on the S on the shoulders, and the sniper rifle, and how huge Ben Affleck was.
Yeah.
Like you knew he was getting big, but that is big, son. Like
yeah, that's ridiculous. And I know a lot of, not a lot of it, but some of it is the suit, just the way they made the suit shape. But he has to be that big to even wear that. Like,
yeah,
so ridiculous.
All right, so we'll move on. We got 4 big points to hit for Star Wars Celebration. 4 big news points. So we'll talk about the trailer, the Force Awakens trailer. What you guys think?
The fact that I yelled at my son at the end that was Han Solo and Chewie.
Did he say it wasn't?
No.
Oh, about to say.
I was just so excited when I saw him. I was like, "God, it's Han Solo and Chewie!" But I followed it with a really bad word, and I said it directly to him. But it was just, it was just exciting. So it was just like I couldn't hold it in. I had to let it out. And Taylor looked at me like, "Really, Dad? You need to calm down."
And the "We're Home" thing, I was trying to figure that out. Like at the very end of the trailer, and I know we're jumping to the end, but at the very end of the trailer, he said, "We're home, Chewie." And I'm trying to figure out what he's talking about. And I think I figured it out.
I might be talking to Chewie about we're at your home. We're at Kashyyyk.
No, I think he's talking about the Millennium Falcon. I think they don't have the Falcon because that's clearly a shot from the Falcon. I think that they haven't had
And then when they got it back,
possession of it in a long time, and they got it back, and they're like, "Sweet, we got the Falcon back." So, and it's a big deal. Like, because I mean, the Falcon coming back is just as important as any other of the old characters, right?
Oh yeah, it has to come back. Even if it's not Han and Chewie flying it has to be there.
yeah.
All right, so we got a real good look at Kylo Ren. What do you think? Too, it's
A lot of people say he looks like this Revan guy that I.
Yeah, it does look a lot like. I don't have any statues or anything. Revan. It does look a lot like Revan from SWTOR. From SWTOR, from Knights of the Republic, all that. So, I mean, this how Vader looks, how Darth Malak looks. The question is why? Why does he have that on? Is he like effed up? Probably not. I mean, I don't have another body deformity would just kind of be like, come on, man, really? Like, is he wearing? Is it like tribute? Is it?
I think it's just
maybe he's just ugly.
I think he's just wearing it as like a symbol of the Sith. Like,
congratulations, you are now a Sith, but you are fugly. Put this on.
We don't need to see your face.
Seriously, you're giving me nightmares.
So
quit licking at me.
Shit! There you are. Sorry, go ahead. Don't sneak up on me like that.
Yeah.
Darth Fugly is what we'll call you.
Trooper! Take your ass off. Oh, Trooper!
Oh, shit!
Oh, God.
You're unaffected by the Force.
So it opens with what we thought that it's been Tatooine so far, but it's a planet called Jakku. That's been confirmed on the panel. It's Jakku, and so it's not Tatooine, so that's fine. But they had a down.
I don't care where it is.
Exactly. They had a
X-Wing?
down Star Destroyer and a down X-Wing. That was epic. And the rumor is, we're going to talk about Battlefront in a sec, but it's not a rumor, it's proven, the Battle of Jakku, like that battle that happened.
That's a pre-order bonus.
Yeah, that happened 30 years prior to Episode 7, and a little after Return of the Jedi. The free DLCs, you're going to be able to play that fight. So I'm guessing it's going to be scripted in that fight for like a Star Destroyer to crash.
Dude, that's freaking. Could you imagine?
You're
like, what is that? And you look up and a Star Destroyer is coming down?
It'd be epic.
I remember I saw a post. It was like, LucasArts confirmed that Boba Fett survived the Sarlacc pit, and I was like, how? That's just trailer footage from the Battlefront. I was like, oh yeah, all the games and stuff like that are now canon, right?
The games that come out, yeah. But Boba Fett's in the games, but I don't know if I don't know. Maybe I missed that during Celebration if they confirmed that Boba Fett survived.
I think they're just going off of because it said pretty much confirmed.
Oh right.
Yeah. And
well, he was flying around on Jakku. It looked like. Sorry, I don't know what point if that was Jakku or not, but it looked like what they've shown in the trailer. But so the down Star Destroyer, down X-wing. Then you have the voiceover from Luke, which is just incredible.
Oh yeah.
Who's Luke talking to though? That's the question. He's trying to tell someone they have the Force, but who is it?
You said.
Well, he says.
I have it. My
father. He says you have it.
And then at the end of it, he says you have it, but who is you? I think it's the.
Well, they flash.
I think it's
Kylo Ren's daughter.
Well, I think it's Daisy Ridley. I think it's the girl, like the main focus, because it was funny because she went up on stage and because she's clearly like the Luke of the new trilogy, and she was just like, I'm just not used to this, and I'm just thinking to myself, girl, if these movies do good, you need to get used to it because
you're gonna be paid forever.
You're gonna be as popular as Luke Skywalker, like without a shadow of a doubt. Like if it's any good, but So then we have the lightsaber handoff scene, where like some weird alien, and it says my sister had it, so that's clearly Leia being handed the lightsaber. You notice the lightsaber. Somebody actually said, "How do you know? Was that you?" I don't know. I was telling somebody about it. How do you know whose lightsaber that is? And I said because I'm just that big of a nerd. Like I could tell most popular hilts and who they belong to.
Whose was that?
It's actually Luke Skywalker's, the one where he got his hand cut off, and it flew down in Bespin, and went away.
Mm-hmm.
That's the lightsaber. So somehow it's been retrieved. I mean, Bespin's the gas planet. Mm-hmm. Does it have atmosphere? I mean, it had clouds, right? It's Cloud City. But like, what is it? Just clouds? What if it's falling? Where does it go? Does it just fall and then go into space? Like 30 years later, does somebody find it in space? You know what I mean? Just like, it's like, get the windshield wipers. What is that?
That was definitely Luke's before his Jedi or return.
Yeah.
Saber.
So it's gonna be very interesting why that's a big deal. So it's definitely a big deal. Is the way to make it seem. And I love it's coming back because I have the lightsaber hanging on the wall. At first, I thought it was Vader's lightsaber because if you look, I have them both up there. Vader's and Luke's are actually very close together.
Yeah, they're very similar.
Very similar. So I thought
Vader's the top one.
Yeah. So I thought maybe it was Vader's hilt, but it wasn't because
that's what I thought it was.
It doesn't have that black tip.
Oh
yeah.
Seriously.
I see what you did there.
So we see that, and then we see I can't remember if it's VB-88 or V-88. I think it's VB-88. The circle, the
rolling droid.
Yeah. Did I tell you about that? They brought that out on stage. It's a working functional droid. That is not CGI. That is how that thing works.
There's an amputee in it. He's just a head.
Yeah.
Just like
there's a midget in it, and it's a hamster wheel.
So
that's great cardio.
Oh, I got it. It's like, I get it. It's a hamster wheel.
Wow. This guy.
The head was even moving around like this. No, it was crazy. It was cool. So
it's an actual working droid.
It's sick, dude. It was because they brought out because the previous celebration, the guy who builds the droids had a bunch of droids there, and they actually approached him at the previous. I was like, hey, you want to build R2-D2 for episode 7? I was like, I'd pass out. I was like, I'd be done. And so he came out on stage, and then they're like, oh, we got someone else, and it's like, boop. And so it was cool. And what else? What happens next? I think the next scenes were the Chrome Trooper scenes.
Yeah.
Which I believe is what's it called? Gwendolyn Christie, I think, the tall chick from Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Brienne of Tarth, if you will, in Game of Thrones.
I think she's the Chrome Stormtrooper.
That's definitely her, dude. I'm almost positive that's her. Just because she walks that character walked the way that the character does in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. I
just noticed that. It's definitely a woman. If you look at it, you can tell it's a woman.
Oh, okay.
And some people, JB actually was like, I really hope maybe it's like the Boba Fett or Boba Fett's cut. I was like, I'm sorry, Sir Joe, I don't think it is.
Well, I said that too. I was like, who was that? Was that Boba Fett or something like that? Because that looked like another Mandalorian.
Yeah.
You're like, that's what they call a Chrome Trooper. I was like, oh.
Yeah, they call it Chrome Trooper.
I've never heard of him.
I never either. But
when I saw it, I was like, that's a mirror.
So,
Spring Valley Drill Team guy. You were still alive in the future.
Yes. But so
he was the Imperial Drill Team.
Yes. You got it? All right.
Got it. Boom! Flick of the wrist. Flick of the wrist.
And they showed the scene with the X-Wings, and we had the Falcon. All right, you got it, baby? All right. We had the scene with the X-Wings, and we saw, like, some actual emotion from Oscar Isaac's character. The guy that
Black guy?
No, he's the pilot.
Oh yeah, he got excited.
Yeah, and then we also saw the TIE fighter wrecking the other TIEs, just blowing stuff up.
Yeah.
Looks like we might have an escape. It might be why Finn, the stormtrooper, looks so crazy in the first season.
Disheveled.
Yeah, because he might have just like crashed his TIE, breaking out of the running away from the Imperials. It seems like the Imperials do something really messed up, and he's like, I can't be a part of this, and bounces.
Or he could be a rebel himself and was escaping. But
that's true. Well,
yeah,
you're right.
Could have been embedded.
Yeah, they could have found him out.
I mean, have you watched Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.? Jesus.
Everybody's working with everybody.
I know, it's ridiculous.
It's like S.H.I.E.L.D. is literally working like espionage with S.H.I.E.L.D. Without the it's ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway.
No. The first thing I was like, really? That's what we're going with?
And
internal affairs is everywhere.
Exactly.
Oh,
and so then we have the Falcon at the end flying through what looks like another Star Destroyer, but flipped upside down.
Yeah, because it looked like they were flying in where the thrusters are.
Yeah. So I think your dog just farted, and it smells so bad.
Good boy, man.
Oh,
Good boy.
my God.
Good. You're cute and deadly.
So they fly through it, and then we have the big Han and Chewie review. And the funniest meme I've seen so far is like, the best thing about Wookiees is I get old, but they stay the same age. And I died, dude. It was so funny.
That's hilarious.
So funny. And so I'm not gonna lie, I did tear up a little bit watching it. Everybody at work was like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, "Nothing." I just cried a little bit. I'm sorry. I got nerd tears. I couldn't help it, man.
You've done that a lot this year,
Steven,
or this past 12 months.
I don't know what it is, man. I just get overly I just get overly emotional about it.
He sent me the YouTube link on Facebook Messenger, and I was like, he's like, all he typed was, "Watch on big screen."
Yeah, I did. It's not worthy for your phone. You gotta watch it on.
I was like, oh, whatever, and I clicked it, and I didn't make it past Lucas arch fading in. I said, "Oh, click, pause, threw it down," and Taylor was like, "What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "Come on, dude, we got to watch this." So I had to pull it up on the laptop, and I plugged it into the TV. I was like, "Oh!"
I need you to trust me when I tell you watch every screen. Because I knew you were
didn't
home.
tell me that.
I knew he was home. Don't get jealous, okay?
I was just like, and once it started, I was just like, ah! Yeah. Brandy was in the kitchen laughing at me.
When you guys get a chance.
And she won't watch anything, the trailer or nothing, because she wants to watch the movies, and then she wants to go into this one without having any idea from the trailers. She just wants to go see it. I was like, okay.
This is definitely going to be completely fresh, I think. I think that you could go see this without seeing the previous.
Yeah, I mean, think about the other ones. New Hope, that was 30 years after Luke and Leia were born.
Oh, we also had, didn't talk about Darth Vader's burnt out helmet.
Oh.
That's crazy, right?
Where'd they get that?
Oh, off the funeral pyre, probably.
It had to be.
Does that mean we go back to Endor for a sec?
They have to.
And like.
Or who took it off the pile?
I don't want to get too crazy because I don't want to piss people off if I'm right, and I just tell people this personally when I see him. What I think Kylo Ren. I think Kylo Ren and the one girl, I think they're the Solo sons and daughter. Like,
okay.
And I think that Kylo Ren is like obsessed with how powerful Darth Vader was, and so like it's his like goal in life to be him, and that may be why he's wearing a helmet that Vader-esque. It's not Vader, but it resembles.
So Kylo Ren is it one of the One of the Solar ones?
They haven't brought that out yet, but that's just what I personally think. And
I thought he was the bad guy.
he is the bad guy. One of the Solar Twins goes bad in the expanded universe.
Oh.
And they have a big fight, and she kills him. And so I think that's what we'll see in episode 9. I think we'll see like a huge fight between Kylo Ren and Daisy Ridley's character. I can't remember her name.
Because she'll be a Jedi by then.
Yeah, she'll definitely be a Jedi. I think the whole thing is like she's not a Jedi now. See, The Force Awakens, like that is a weird title. Like I feel like there's going to be no Jedi, and I think somehow the Emperor like shut off the Force to where like once he gets rid of the Jedi, nothing else can come. And I think he did something, and Luke is somewhere trying to reverse that.
What if you think? What about if just Luke didn't want to start another Jedi Order because of all the problems they had before?
There could be a lot of things, but yeah. I still think with a title like The Force Awakens, I think the Force is turned off somehow,
and they're going
or dubbed down, like
and they're going to bring it back.
And yeah, and then because you remember like the first teaser, it's like.
Do you think Luke dies in this one?
No,
like an Obi-Wan character.
No, I don't. I think Han is going to die in this one. That's just my again. This is not fact. This is just Stevie B's opinion. It's not even the opinion or the apocalypse. Just the opinion of Stevie B. I think that he is the son of Han. I think that there's going to be some kind of confrontation before the big fighting at the end, where Han like tries to talk to him and be like,
and he just
"Son, stop this," and he's just like dead. You know, and it sends Luke on a rage. It sends Daisy Ridley on a rage. Like everybody just gets pissed, and it makes everybody angry. Here's
the question: is the guy playing Kylo Ren gonna have to show his face so many times in a movie so that he can make so much money?
I don't know. We didn't see anything in the trailer. I mean, it's. I think it's Adam Driver. They haven't said that, but I mean,
yeah,
Adam Driver is the only person that they haven't.
You haven't seen in the trailer yet.
And that's another reason why I think it's a Solo twin, because it is Adam Driver. If you look at him, he fits the parts of son of Han and Leia.
When I was like making a joke, like how they always show Tony Stark's face, and Spider-Man always takes his damn mask off.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the new.
No one's supposed to know who I am, guys.
So I don't know. Yeah, it was a big trailer. I cried at the end. Got emotional. Did you feel anything? Any nerd feelings at all?
I feel nothing. No, I'm just kidding. No, I got excited. I love this. I get excited because I love the ships. So I saw the X-wings and the Falcon. Falcon's my favorite ship. So when we get on to the Battlefront thing, the fact that I saw that in the Battlefront got me super excited as well. But when I saw the Falcon flying through, those are the parts I love. I love the first episode, or the first part of episode 3, where they're all flying in space and they're having that huge fight.
It's very cool.
It was my favorite part. Right. And I love the Battle of Endor and Return of the Jedi. So
it's gonna be fun to play that. All right, so before we move on, we'll take a break here. We got 3 more things on, I think.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll take a break here. This is just so we don't have any technical errors. Right. Oh, and I got a text. Look at that. See, I got answer that. Sweet. All right, we're back. Okay, so we just talked about The Force Awakens, and so up next, Battlefront. We'll talk about Battlefront a little bit. We just showed you the Battlefront trailer like a second ago. It's really good. They didn't show that much. I mean, it was a cinematic. It was in engine, but it was cinematic, so it wasn't. They didn't show like how the game is played or anything like that.
Yeah, that's the only thing I wish. Even though they've confirmed third and first person, I just wish we could have seen like actual.
Well, I'm glad they confirmed it.
First person gameplay and third person gameplay.
I'm glad they confirmed it because I mean the Battlefront 1 and 2 were like that. You could do first or third. I always did third. I tried to switch to first a bunch of times. I could just never do it. I didn't like it. I'd much rather do over the shoulder. So maybe
because you can look 360.
And it might be different this time around. I feel like it's going to be a completely different kind of Battlefront. It's not. It's
the AI is going to be different.
Definitely.
No, so.
And so hopefully I'm still as good as I am with the other 2 Battlefronts.
Well, somebody, I think it was Cole, said on Facebook, stop trying to make everything like Call of Duty.
It's true.
Or whatever. But I mean, if that's what people want.
That's what it is. It is what sells.
I mean, Hardline, Call of Duty all over it.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It's so fast paced, and the progression is all money based now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So it's not skill based.
So a couple of things they did kind of show in the cinematic trailer, like what things we can expect as gameplay wise. Like apparently everybody has basic soldiers, and then you get power ups. Like because they said check every nook and cranny of every map. There's power ups hidden everywhere, and like one of the power ups is the shield they show drop. So you drop like an AT-AT showed up, or an AT-ST showed up, and so they dropped the shield so it couldn't see, and then someone with a jetpack jumped up with a rocket and blew it up like instantly. That was really cool. And then I get my ATST mixed up. I think I think the ATST is the big one, right?
No, AT-AT, AT-AT's the big one.
That's the big one, yeah. So then AT-AT showed up, and they called a Y bomber squadron in to bomb it. So that to me says there'll be shields, have jetpack and rocket launchers, and they'll be able to call in bomb runs on stuff. And they confirmed no space battles, but Showtime brought up a good point. It's like there may not be space battles, but that doesn't mean that vehicles aren't going to be able to be occupied in the map. So that's very Battlefield style too. Like you might not be able to take X-Wing into space, but you're going to be able to jump in an X-Wing and fly it like you do planes and Battlefield and stuff like that, and helicopters.
And remember those battles they had in Star Wars: The Old Republic when they released the aerial combat patch? Yeah. It'll probably be something like that too.
Yeah. So we'll see. But I mean, they wouldn't show in the trailer. They show a TIE fighter chasing, or an X-Wing chasing a TIE fighter in a canyon. Like they wouldn't show that if you couldn't get in the vehicles and use them. And when
they showed that first person shot of that,
yeah,
that was very Battlefield.
Yes.
Oh, I saw the cockpit view of the X-Wing. I was like, oh.
Skeet. And
it's all the controls.
What I hope is that
so
there's drop ships. So like one of us can pilot a drop ship, while the other two shoot out the sides.
That's all I will do.
I know. I was just saying, like there was one time in Halo a long time ago where Showtime would pilot the Warthog and I'd shoot, and we would just run around the map and we'd just keep getting kills over and over again, and somehow that worked.
0 kills, like freaking
whatever. But you get all your XP from driving. Yeah.
It was
I loved
great.
it so much.
So that'd be fun. So
to the point where they knew that they had to take both the Warthogs, and we had them.
It was curtains. So it was fun, and they did confirm because Battlefront 1 had hero characters that you didn't play as, that you could call in to show up and then help with the fight. Battlefront 2 actually had hero characters you could play as, and they haven't confirmed. I don't know if they confirmed playable or not, but at this point they got to be playable, right?
Yeah. Like think they wouldn't go backwards, but then again, multiplayer split screen apparently went backwards.
That's right.
Sorry.
And
so much.
And the two characters confirmed are Darth Vader and Boba Fett. So those are two people you actually saw, and there is no single player campaign. It's all online multiplayer. They are like it's from what I understand, it looked like it's going to be very Titanfall-y, where it's like you are playing the Battle of Hoth, you are playing the Battle of Endor, and like that story plays out while you're playing the missions. And I think it's 40 people online. That's what they said.
So 20 and 20.
20v20. That's some crazy.
That's a good size. It's not the 8 on 8 that's for typically Call of Duty.
Yeah.
It's not the minimum, what is it, like 12 on 12 or whatever for Battlefield, and going up to like 16 on 16. But it's also not the 30 on 30. So it's a good balance.
30 on 30 is ridiculous.
Yeah.
This is way too
you just die from random places.
Yeah. You have no idea. You're just, what the?
So it looks like it's going to be very good. I went and pre-ordered it just because you got the Battle of Jakku we talked about earlier, where it's the preview. You pre-order it. If you pre-order, you get it a week early, which is weird because the game launches like November 20th, I think, November 17th, and then that expansion launched December 8th. The movie comes out December 18th, so it's like I get it, but like, why do you just give it to us with the game launches? I don't understand why it's like later. If it's 2 weeks later.
What DLC?
The Jakku DLC is like comes out December 8th. But if you pre-order the game, you can get it early December 1st. So, and then the movie launches December 18th. So I don't know. Maybe
that's not what it's about. That way you're on the planet Jakku, and then you can get the story behind it with the game.
Well, what I was saying is why
is Sandhills GameStop is gonna be fucking packed. They're gonna go there, pick up the game, and then they go straight over to the movie theater and watch it.
I'm excited. So that's really all they said. I can't think of anything else that they've talked about what they're going to do with it.
Is it just on the PS4?
No, it's PS4. Their trailers on the PS4 is on PS4, Xbox One, PC.
All right, what are you getting it on?
I'm getting Xbox One, of course. All my boys got Xbox.
I'm getting it on PC.
Yeah.
So I can play with Mike.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, have fun with that.
Of course, I'm gonna get. It's online only. We get to play with all y'all. That's a game. This December is gonna be a game where we no longer care about like the Assassin's Creeds or the Resident Evils or the Call of Duties that come out. Like if this game is any good, it's all we're gonna care about, not what we're gonna play.
Exactly. And the best part about this is gonna be that Matt, you don't have to worry about dying and me getting mad.
You know what?
Because
stop grabbing all the damn help.
Because we don't have to worry about restarting the level every time.
It's not funny, Steven.
That was so,
Sorry, preach.
so funny. Anyway, all right. So next thing I want to talk about was the Star Wars Rebels panel that they released a trailer for season 2. Whoa, man! If you are not watching Star Wars Rebels, you're doing yourself a disservice. And I know you haven't watched it, and I know you've only watched like 3 episodes. It is like the Clone Wars was good, but like this is incredible. All right, so I'm gonna, if you haven't seen the season 2 trailer, spoiler alert, because I'm gonna talk about it because it was excellent. So I'm sorry if you don't want me to talk about it, but I'm talking about it. I'll give you a fair warning right here. Skip ahead like 5 minutes if you don't want to hear about it.
It'll be longer.
What if we don't want to hear about it?
Well, you know, I don't care about it.
Fuck this guy.
Well, the Star Wars Rebels finale, spoiler alert, ends with like, because it's all based on one planet. Like this rebel cells on this one planet, and then you find out that like that these rebels are actually just like a cell of all the other rebels, like the Rebel Alliance. And they were like, "What do you mean there's more?" It's like, well, only one of us knew about it because if you're captured, you couldn't talk about the rest of it because you honestly had no idea. And like that's the thing. And they're like, "Oh, we're part of a bigger universe." Sorry,
No, it's cool.
we got the big old dog here. We got dogs all over the place.
But this one's cool.
So, and then you find out they've had communication with like this character they call Fulcrum, and it's like their contact with the other rebel cells. And then it's revealed that Fulcrum is actually Ahsoka Tano from the Clone Wars, just grown up wielding 2 lightsabers like a badass. And so the fact that Ahsoka Tano is still alive is just like, boom. You think she was dead, but it's like, this is definite she's still alive. So it's cool. And then in the trailer, they showed so much stuff. The biggest thing being, and have you watched the Clone Wars tracks at all?
Shreks?
Oh, tracks, my bad, preach. Have you watched the Clone Wars? Oh, I didn't mean to do that.
It was the beard.
Yeah, it was. It's the beard. Do you want to go back in the bedroom? Go on. Go on. Go lay down.
Just kidding. I think I need to go.
No, you need to go. Sorry. Did you watch the Clone Wars preach? I can't remember if you watched them or not.
Not all of them.
Well, they also show that Captain Rex is still alive, and like he was one of the badass clones. So I guess Order 66 wasn't affected by him at all. But and he's like old and like beard.
Well, remember they found out that you could get rid of it.
Yeah, in this the Netflix season they released. But he's got like a long beard, and he's just like he lives in an old walker from the Clone Wars. Like, and it's like decked out. It's got like porches and stuff everywhere. It's very cool. And then Darth Vader is the main antagonist this season. He's the one that Lothal is the planet, and when the Inquisitor can't do anything, Tarkin showed up in season 1, couldn't do anything, so the Emperor sends Vader to handle the business. So Vader is the one that goes, and the trailer has him like having a huge lightsaber fight with Caden and stuff, and so it's crazy. And so this season's gonna be nuts. I'm very excited. I think they're only doing 2 seasons.
What?
Or 3 seasons, maybe? Yeah, I think they're.
Why?
I think they're telling this story, and then they'll do another show
They'll do
telling
something different.
telling a different animated tale from the Star Wars universe. But
Crazy.
I actually just finished Star Wars Rebels, and it's very good. And I highly recommend anybody who hasn't watched it to watch it, because they go into a lot of stuff. Because Ezra in the show, the kid in the show, is trained to be a Jedi, and it's just they do a lot of stuff that we haven't seen before, even in the Clone Wars. When it comes to being a Jedi and stuff. He built his own lightsaber, and it's very cool because like it's like a handle and it's a gun. So like he shoots and then it can be a saber. Like he goes to whip it out and Caden's like, put it away, we can't let the world know we're Jedi. He's like, relax, boss, and he just like ba-dow, and starts shooting stormtroopers. And it was great. I was like, why has nobody ever done that? It's very squalid. Final Fantasy 80. Like, well, we're like, And so, and then the season finale, he like, Caden gets a hold of the saber, and he's like fighting the Inquisitor. He's like the main villain, and he like uses it both ways. He's like shooting at him. He's like block, 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 and he pulls the saber out last minute and slashes at him and stuff. It's like, why has nobody done a gun saber before? That just seems like the right thing to do. I don't know.
Jedi's really don't use, or even Sith really don't use guns.
That's dumb. Because
Did you ever see Vader fire a blaster?
I'm just saying it was effective. That's all I'm saying. So anyway, if you haven't watched Rebels, watch it. The season 2 trailer looked great, and it looked like it was only the first couple episodes of the season. So we'll see. And there's also a Clone Wars panel, which I didn't watch that live stream. I just heard about it. It's very disappointing though, because they talked about where the Clone Wars was going to go and the arcs they had planned but never did. Like they said that the Clone Wars is actually going to end after Episode 3, and like it was going to parallel the movie, and they were going to like see where Ahsoka Tano and Rex were and stuff during Episode 3 and what they were doing and things like that. I was like, man, that would have been fantastic to watch. Like, could you imagine like Ahsoka Tano watching the video that Obi-Wan watched of like Darth Vader, of Anakin killing the younglings and stuff?
Yeah.
That'd be powerful. Maybe we'll still see it. Maybe they'll do like a
Netflix original series.
Yeah, or an end of Clone Wars movie where it's like 2 hours and they do like the Episode 3 things. I don't know. It'd be cool. Anyway, and so the last thing I want to talk about, this was going to be the end of our podcast, but they did another thing today. I didn't know they were even going to show stuff for this. They actually showed a teaser at Celebration for Rogue One, which is the first standalone movie that comes out December of 2016. Which, by the way, did you know that we get December 2015 is Episode 7, December 2016 is the first standalone,
Rogue One.
But then May of 2017 is Episode 8, a year and a half after.
What? I thought it was Christmas again.
No, they're releasing it in May.
So they've got to be already filming that one.
Or in pre-production, without a doubt.
Yeah.
They're probably doing post and pre at the same time. I mean, you gotta remember too that it's not just it's Disney now. Like you have everything at your disposal. Think about how many Marvel movies come out. It's just, yeah. Anyway,
especially if you're making them money, they're gonna give it back to you. Keep going.
They showed it wasn't. They didn't show any of the actors or anything like that. They really haven't filmed anything. But it was essentially like the speech that Obi-Wan gives about the Jedi and how we're more civilized age and stuff, and then it cuts up. And you see like the Death Star from this jungle planet. So maybe the first Death Star got built in Endor 2 or something. But Rogue One's story is those rebels that stole the Death Star plans in Episode 4. They're going to be the ones that's what this movie's going to be about. It's going to be about the rebels who stole the Death Star plans for A New Hope.
Oh, that'd be cool. That would be cool.
So, and they said there's not going to be any Jedi or anything. It's going to be a group of rebels, X-Wing pilots.
There shouldn't be, there shouldn't be at all. That's after.
Yeah, so
everything. So
it's going to be very exciting.
But.
And I can't remember the actress, but that's also going to have a female lead. Like they're pushing female leads, I think, with these movies.
Disney too. So.
Yeah. Oh, R2 agrees. We should have some female leads.
We should have some female droids.
Droids? The droids are asexual.
Why do they sound like dudes?
Do beeps sound like dudes?
C-3PO sounds like a dude.
Oh, no, he sounds like a bitch.
Hey.
Not a dude.
All right.
Like you.
Thank you for your input, Heather. That's my wife, Heather, everybody.
You're welcome.
How rude.
I know. All right, so I'm really excited about Rogue One, especially to find out that it's like, well, it also takes place like it's time frame. So could we see like Freddie Prinze Jr. as Caden or something like the Star Wars Rebels? That would be crazy. Don't give me that look. Freddie Prinze Jr. as a Jedi would be great. And I only say that because he voices Caden on Rebels. Stop giving me looks. I'm trying to do a podcast.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm just saying it has the potential to.
Let's go ahead and have Nathan Lane be a Jedi also.
Nathan Lane would be a great Jedi.
Justin Bieber should be Obi-Wan as a kid.
Can I slap you in the face? Let me just slap.
Nathan Fillion.
Nathan Fillion would be a great. I don't know if I think he'd be more better smuggler, but anyway. So that's where we're at. A lot of stuff, a lot of news coming out of Celebration. Hey, Vader.
What?
It's okay. You're dead. You're gonna live on with infamy. Okay. Not dead.
Get
No. So can we focus real quick?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank
Wait
you.
on you.
I was waiting for them to go out. So
Oh, right.
stop.
Sorry.
There we go.
Okay. So I guess we'll end it there unless there's something you guys want to add about Star Wars. Elena, is there anything you need to add about Star Wars?
No.
Okay, thanks. Okay.
No.
That's it then, I guess, right? We're done. Star Wars extravaganza. That was a lot.
I'm excited.
Lot of Star Wars this weekend, man. I can't take it. I literally last night I had was playing a Star Wars game and then I was watching Rebels on the other screen. Like I just
What were you playing? SWTOR?
yeah, playing SWTOR. They're double
Yeah,
XP right
Yeah.
now.
And he's playing a Star Wars game. It's only going to be.
It's not only gonna be SWTOR. I thought about turning on Battlefront 2. I got Battlefront 2 on the PC.
I did too.
You know what I want to play?
What?
What is it?
Shadows of the Empire.
Shadows of the Empire was. I played that game. I can't put a time limit on it, man.
I played it a
The
lot.
amount of time I played that game, and then when I found the cheat codes, it was like I opened up a whole new realm for me. Like the best cheat code in that entire game was the gravity cheat code, where you could turn gravity off, and so that the hardest fight in that game is Boba Fett. Remember fighting Boba Fett?
Yes.
It was the worst. But that level to get to Boba Fett with gravity turned off, incredible. Yeah, I got to so many different areas I wasn't supposed to be, and so many different things I found. It was awesome. They need to remake that game. That's a game that needs to be remade for sure.
That Boba Fett fight was ridiculous.
It was so hard. Did you ever play it, Shadows of the
Oh
Empire?
yeah, I
On
played it
N64?
100%. Yeah. My favorite thing is Battle of Hoth.
The Battle Hub was
Yeah,
good.
it was good.
It was. I remember trying. I was not satisfied without toe cable in the AT&Ts. I was not satisfied.
You could do it the other way, but
Yeah, I was not like I had to do I had to do it at every single one.
Yeah, I did too.
I wasn't.
The other way was cool, but it wasn't toe cable on them.
And then when you found out if you finished the game well, you got that extra ending
Yeah.
where he wasn't dead. And I just remember like I remember talking to you about somebody at school. They were like, yeah, if you do this, it shows you an extra ending. I was like, what? And I just I couldn't focus on school the rest of the day. Like I had to get home. I had to know what happened. And I was like, what? He jumped at light speed at the last minute? He's still alive?
And all this is before the internet, so it's not like you could just look it up.
I know. It's like, oh my gosh, it was so good. Ugh, okay.
Empire. That game was great.
Well, now it's not even canon anymore.
I don't care. It's still a great
Yeah, it
game.
was still a great game. That's right. The big thing that came out of that cantina, bro, was like, it's SWTOR canon, it's SWTOR canon. It's like, okay, you gotta relax. Star Wars: The Old Republic is not canon. But it's not going to be contradicted until they start making movies like that take place thousands of years before Episode 4. We have a long time before they do that. So just relax, okay?
Yeah.
By that time, there'll be some new MMO. So
yeah, they're just jumping. I mean, they're jumping 30 years into the future now.
Yeah. So
you can't talk about thousands of years ago when they're just now doing 30 years.
if they remake Galaxies, dude.
well, they won't remake Galaxy. There may be an MMO that's like Galaxy that they come out with, but
Amanda, stop messing with the dog.
Please. All right, we'll leave it there before people start losing their minds. Okay, so I am Stevie B.
Preach.
Showtime.
Thank you for joining our Star Wars Extravaganza episode. We are Nerds of the Apocalypse, and we are out.
Later.